It's the time of the season. Love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy. And let me try with pleasure hands to take you in the sun to promised lands. To show you everyone it's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Rich like me. Does he take us anytime to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you what I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Does he take us anytime to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you what I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. When I look out my window, many sights to see. And when I look in my window, so many different people to be, that it's strange, so strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Must be the season of the wind. looking over his shoulder at me, and he's strange, sure is strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Yeah. He thinks out to make it rich. Oh no, must be the season for it. Must be the season for it. Yeah. Must be the season for it. You got to pick up every stitch. The rabbits running in the ditch. He makes out to make it rich. Oh no, must be the season of your rich. Must be the season of your rich. Must be the season of your rich. One day I look out my window. What do you see my window? So many different people to be. It's strange, sure is strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. The rabbits running in the ditch. Oh no, must be the season of your rich. Must be the season of your rich. Yeah. Must be the season of your rich. Ooh, Lord. All right, guys. Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you for the love and the chats and the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I've been inspired to do these readings for all signs. We're going to look at when is it going to happen, okay? Now, I'm a firm believer in divine timing. I'm a very firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And I do believe that when it comes to certain events in your life, there is an energy shift that is happening. And I feel like sometimes, depending on where you have set your goals and what your intent was for your individual decisions. Okay, so we're going to look at when. So many of you may have certain events that are coming up. Weddings, engagements, proposals, commitments, jobs. Maybe you may be looking for a job. You know, it just all depends on what it is. You might be trying to buy a house. You may be trying to buy a new car that you don't have to keep putting oil in. Okay, it can be anything. And so sometimes the universe will throw something at you and they will do that for a reason. Okay, so listen, especially when you have crossed all your T's and dotted your I's. Okay, so I'm going to do this for all of you guys. We're actually
these cards are crazy accurate. And of course, if if you're like, okay, well, I want to know for sure. So these are just general readings, okay? But you can actually get times and dates out of these cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an all signs reading. My other deck is still downstairs on the desk because I haven't finished those readings that I was doing the other day. Hey, everybody. Hello, Nika G and Awakening Hoover. Hi, hello. What is that? Good Lord. What's up, Sarumi? Vena Vasic. I think that's what I see. Rob. Vena Vasic. Hello, Dana. All right, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and we're going to get started. Like I said, this is going to be for anything in general, anything to where you want to like to know a date. And these are very interesting because I've noticed that the spirits definitely will be very accurate. Now, what you guys do want to do is you do want to set your intent. So if you guys need a personal private reading or either a consultation, the link is below. I did pull out the Tower card, and the reason why is because the Tower does represent change, and it represents very quick, unexpected change. It may have been change that you've been expecting, but you may have been praying or you may have been talking to your ancestors, but a lot of times you don't want things to come at you unexpected. Okay, so this is the reason why it's very good for you. I actually think that psychism and tarot cards are amazing. There are some people with a negative opinion, but I don't agree with that opinion that is negative about the cards. So I think that tarot and, fortune telling and getting guidance from the spirits I think that it's very valuable. So is that Diana? I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot deck and then the Dream Tarot. So we're going to throw 2 cards from each deck. And so this is going to be, and hold on, I'll call to the spirits. Let's go ahead and get it started. Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters, guardian angels for all signs. When is it going to happen? Give me a date. And then also show me, also show me the circumstances for each sign. So I'll try to get it accurate to as far as like what you guys are waiting for to happen. Okay. So with the Witch's Tarot, God, cards are falling out. Spirits for the Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. We're going to look at the situation, and we're going to throw out 2 cards for each for this deck. Spirit, show me what the situation is and when will the change happen. Because a lot of y'all want change in your life, and I totally understand. I've been wanting change in my life as well for the past 3 years. And, I think I was very, very patient. You know what I'm saying? And I blessed some people during my patience, And I think that that's a good thing because, they say patience is a virtue. So we're going to throw that in, whatever time frame it is, I know I'll be able to. So what I want you guys to think about is what change do you want to make in your life? And like, by when? When do you want to make that change? Okay. To where you're living your life according to where you want to be. Okay. Y'all get y'all popcorn out because I don't know. This might take a minute. All right. So now we're going to look at this deck. Spirit guides, what messages do you have? Give me more information as far as like dates and when and what advice do you have? Good Lord, cards is falling out. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, a Libra. Y'all must be waiting on something. Libra, Scorpio. Yeah, Libras are definitely waiting on something. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Whoa, we got a lot of people in the chat. Can y'all hit the thumbs up for me? Good Lord, that's a lot of people. I appreciate the love. Thank you. If you guys want a private reading with me, the link to my website is below. Yes, I am going through a transition right now, but I am still doing spiritual work. So ain't nothing stopped. So if you guys need a consultation, the link to my website is below. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so y'all putting dates in the chat. That is cool. Let's see how accurate the spirits are and what they have to say. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do. If the reading is not resonating for you, listen to either your rising or either your moon sign or either your Venus. It depends on, or either Mercury. You might want to look at your sign in Mercury because, you know, it depends on the situation. Okay, so we're going to start with the Aries. Let me look at you guys' cards. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Ten of Wands reversed, and then the Hierophant reversed. And a lot of these cards are reversed. They mean the same. It doesn't matter. So I feel like a lot of you Aries, I feel like this has something to do with a relationship. You are looking for a solid commitment. And I don't know why this Ace of Pentacles reminds me of a ring. Now, also, this could be a job. You guys may be waiting to hear about a job. Okay. I'm seeing October the 14th. You guys are trying to get something that is more so financially feasible. If it's a job, you want something that's financially secure. You want something that pays more money. The job that you're at right now, I feel like they're bringing you a lot of burden. I feel like it's very difficult. I feel like, you know, this is probably a company that's going through their own issues, and to where, like, you know, they may be firing a bunch of the management is making everybody nervous at the company, and you may be trying to leave. So I feel like you're going to hear something by October the 14th. Okay, you got the 10, you got the Hierophant, you got the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So I feel like you're either going to get a job or some kind of job offer that is extremely lucrative. It also could be a business proposition or either a business opportunity. So some of you may have your own businesses. There is going to be a very lucrative opportunity that is coming in on October the 14th. Now the Hierophant and the Ten of Wands is in the reverse position. Spirits, they do believe that if you sort of did, I feel like it's delayed, but it's not denied. But I feel like somebody just wanted to delay you. I feel like they just wanted to kind of, you know, I don't want to say hate on you, but I want to say that they wanted to control your situation to their own advantage. And it was creating a lot of burden on you. But October the 14th is going to be the day. So I want you guys to think about whatever it is that you wanted. Also, I do feel as though there is going to be some kind of commitment, proposal, and love for some of you. So if this is a love question, I feel like this person is going to make a commitment to you on October the 14th. I do feel as though that whoever this person is, they didn't really know how to love unconditionally. So I feel like, it's been a lack of unconditional love, but I do feel as though that person is going to have a change of heart. And I do see them as making some kind of marriage commitment to you. Okay. It may have something to do with the fact that you have children. It may have something to do with the fact that, something that they were being superficial about, but I can see them coming through with the commitment. And then also, I feel as though they're going to be bringing gifts and then also a wedding ring. Okay. Whenever I see that Ace of Pentacles in a love reading, depending on the surrounding cards, you can actually see a wedding ring. Okay. So there you go. October the 14th of this year. Now, the only thing that I can say is that it could be next year, but it depends on how far you are into that. But a majority of you are going to see this happen within days, okay? Tauruses, let's see what y'all got. I'm just all up in y'all business, ain't I? Okay. Oh, this is fertility. For some of you, it's got something to do with fertility. For some of you, it does have something to do with possible child support, or it could have something to do with your job, or maybe perhaps starting your own business. You guys got the Six of Cups, the Empress, the Emperor reversed, and then Five of Cups. I feel like it's really an emotional time, and I can sense angry emotions is what I can sense, okay? I can see some change coming in around Christmas. It could be sooner than that, but I feel like many of you are not really applying your strength to the situation, because I feel like somebody with the Emperor being in the reverse position, I feel like somebody's overpowering you. Somebody's will is overpowering yours. This Five of Cups does tell me, and then the Six of Cups does tell me around the holidays. I feel like sometime in November. Now, for some of you, this may be fertility. If you have been waiting to get pregnant, or if you've had some sort of long-term infertility, I can definitely see a positive pregnancy test in November, because the Empress does represent fertility, okay, and pregnancy, especially with this Six of Cups. Also, this may have something to do with custody of children. If it has something to do with custody of children, I can see some positive change coming around November, December. If this has something to do with finances, money, or your job, I can see a lucrative job, a position coming up sometime around the holidays, November or December. But I feel like with this Five of Cups, Taurus, I feel like this is a representation of your emotions getting the best of you. I feel like you could have been done had, this situation has kind of been up in the air since June. It's been up in the air since June, maybe even May. And I feel like the situation could have been, feel like it's like 5 months behind, and it does actually add up, because I feel like something started happening emotionally back in June. I feel like if you could put away a lot of that anger, that it could happen a lot sooner for you. But then again, this could be divine timing. Maybe that's the amount of time that it's going to take for you to work through your anger. So there's definitely a huge energy shift. The Empress does signify some sort of financial security. And see, the Emperor being in the reverse position can mean that some of you Tauruses could be going through a divorce, a separation from something. I feel like whoever this is, the Emperor reverse, I got to keep it real with you. They own that patriarchal stuff. They feel like they just have control over the situation because they're a man. So, especially for your female, or it could be the other way around. It could be the other way around if you are a male Taurus that's looking at this video. The Emperor being in the reverse position does sort of lean more towards it being male dogma or some kind of male academia or something, to where there may be a bad person that could be exerting some sort of power over you in some kind of way. But I do feel like the issue is going to be resolved. The Empress and the Six of Cups does tell me that things are going to be resolved in your favor, especially with the Five of Cups being in the upright position. Spirits do want you to stop being so angry, stop taking it personally. This could be a lawsuit, okay, something to do with some legal situation. I feel as though things are going to resolve themselves, like I said, around November, or for some of you, December. Okay? Thank you, Nika G. Thank you. We're going to throw one last advice card for the Tauruses, since you guys did get the Five of Cups. What advice do you want to give to the Tauruses on this situation? Okay. So, Queen of Wands, what is she telling you? She is telling you to know yourself and know your power. Do not let whoever this person is have power over you. This has something to do with somebody possibly trying to take advantage. I do see a lot of female energy around this, but I feel like Queen of Wands is somebody that she's like the Queen of Wands reminds me of Ma'at. She reminds me of like Ra's daughter, because what she's going to do is she's going to come in and she's going to be like, this is what it is. She's going to know her rights. She's going to make sure that whatever the situation is, and see, this could be an attorney or it could be your energy, but I feel like Queen of Wands is saying for you to be strong and you will persevere through this. Being emotional about it and being angry about it is not going to do you any good. Okay, there are some situations where you need to handle it in more of a diplomatic way. I feel like a lot of you could really, really settle it more diplomatically, okay, instead of being so emotional about the situation, because that could actually hurt you. Unfortunately, sometimes it can, but then again, as sometimes it can, I do feel as though there is going to be some sort of victory out of the situation. And the Empress ended up as the card on top, okay, because I'm leaving them face up. Okay. You said a Taurus that's going to court. Um, let me tell you guys something about the judicial system. It's all about numbers and it's all about proof. So as long as you're able to prove your case, you don't have anything to worry about. See, guys, that's why I don't delete nothing. I keep everything. I do. I keep everything. You don't want to go deleting text messages and deleting stuff because things like that can bring you some kind of victory, especially when you have something to do with court, when it has something to do with court. Okay. So make sure y'all be smart about that situation. And then, because what I can sense is problems and issues from a lot of people. You guys know I'm an empath, so I pick up on everybody. I do. And, if you've done the work, like I said, if you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, then it will be settled and handled to your benefit. That negative energy and those emotions are not going to really do you any good in this case. Just be very diplomatic and be strong about the situation. Okay? All right, Geminis. Okay. There are a lot of you Geminis that are trying to leave either a relationship, a bad marriage. This is either to a fire sign or an earth sign. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. If a lot of you are waiting to hear about another job because you're leaving a job that you're very unhappy at, it's going to happen in December, at the beginning of December. Possibly even November. You do have good news that's coming up on the 14th, which would be in about 2 weeks. So I can see some news coming to you in about 2 weeks. Some good news that has to do with money and finances. Okay. I feel like it's a new job. It's a new opportunity. A lot of you Geminis are at a crossroads right now. And I think in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a full moon. I do feel like a lot of you Geminis could be a lot more positive about the situation, even if you're leaving a negative situation to where you may be leaving a marriage or a relationship or some kind of association where you got to cut the cord. I feel like you should be the bigger person in the situation. Go ahead and be the bigger person. And, try not to be one of those people that purposely makes things harder. Because I'm going to tell you something, while you're trying to make something harder for somebody else, you're only going to make it harder for yourself. And I mean that. And because what goes up must come down, and what goes around must come back around. What you send out, you do have to get that back, and it's a lesson that is learned. So I feel like being a lot more positive and then grounding yourself, because a lot of you seem to be a little all over the place. You're kind of questioning, am I going to survive? But you got to change the way that you think about that situation. You got to be able to use your vision. I feel like the King of Pentacles is definitely a spirit guide that's coming in, that's telling you to use your vision and your foresight on the situation. Spirits, clarify King of Pentacles. Yeah, the Fool is in the reverse position. I feel like a lot of you guys need to have trust in the universe as well, because when you do have trust in the universe, some people call the universe God. Some people call it the universe. Okay. I feel like you need to have trust The Fool is in the reverse position. Especially those of you that practice witchcraft, you cannot cast magic out and not have faith in what you're doing. When you've done it, it's done. Period. Unless it's been to somebody else's demise and it's unfair and it's unjust. Now, if you're trying to do something unjust, you got to understand that you get what you get and you can't throw a fit. And you just got to go with the flow. Change can be difficult, but there is an energy shift that does seem to be happening in just a couple of months. I feel like either around the 14th of December or either the 14th of October. It depends on your energy and your thought processes, because I told you guys that your thought processes, that's what's going to lead to the outcome, is how you think of the situation. Okay. Now, I will tell you that if you were just doing somebody wrong and you were taking advantage, then there may be an issue. Okay. But I will tell you that there is something coming up. Again, in 2 weeks, you're going to get news. Clarify Knight of Wands, spirits. Okay. So a lot of you have anxiety around the situation. Your thought processes are not in the right place. You need to think more positively about it. Yeah, 10 of Cups is reversed. You need to clear yourself of that negative energy. And things will come around for you a lot faster if you clear yourself of those negative energies and those negative thought processes. And then also, change is change. You can't really change it, but you just have to just embrace it. So I see a huge change coming up. It could have something to do with a house. It could have something to do with a marriage or either a job. Also, I can see a job opportunity coming up, but I feel as though a lot of you have to be a little bit more trustworthy when it comes to situations. Okay. Don't be so cutthroat. I have found that when I am honest, and I have found that when I am, when I remain that good person that I am, things seem to be settled in my favor a lot easier, because you're purging yourself of those sins, okay? And those bad energies, because, unfortunately, sometimes when you get involved with certain people, their energies can affect you. But you can actually clear yourself of that. And that's fair. I feel like that's fair for you to not have to carry other people's burdens and bad energies. Okay. All right. Cancer. Shout out to the Cancers. You guys. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm reading the cards. It's not the easiest task to do. I can tell you that the Lovers does indicate that this is some sort of crossroads or transition. You got the major arcanas, the Lovers. The Lovers can represent being at a crossroads. You guys need to put your focus into your creativity. Feeling sorry for yourself and being overly emotional, okay, release that stuff. Release it. For some of you, it may have something to do with a job. In particular, there's a lover, because the Two of Cups comes up, that seems to be on the job. For some of you that it has to do with, and there seems to be a lot of anger. There seems to be some negative energies because the Five of Cups comes up. Those things can actually block you. So I feel like putting the emotions to the side is going to be important for the Cancer. Also, for some reason, what I am seeing as far as the time frame is 8 to 10 days. 8 to 10 days. If this is some sort of relationship commitment, I feel like it may have, it may be a couple of months. So I'm seeing a couple of months for some of you. 8 weeks is what I'm seeing if it has something to do with a relationship. If it has anything to do with money and finance, I feel like in the next 8 to 10 days, because the 8 of Pentacles comes up. 8 of Pentacles does represent getting ahead financially. It does represent receiving some kind of money or some kind of prosperity. Maybe even some kind of financial opportunity. A lot of you guys are dealing with those negative emotions. But you know what? Regret, let me tell you something. Regret and anger and sadness, it really doesn't do anything. You need to understand that it's about divine timing. Again, everything happens for a reason. So whatever this is that is happening to you, it's happening to you for a reason. And I do see the situation being handled in your favor. Now, those of you that waste too much time, please don't waste too much time being emotional. Don't do that. Okay, especially if it's got something to do with business, or money or jobs, okay? I know a lot of y'all want to go in there and say, I've got 5 kids to take care of. And, jobs are not based upon need. Money opportunities are not based upon need. It's about know-how and your ability is what it's based upon. So you know how I always say that over here, my business is not ran off of need. It's ran off of something else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever, come on here and be like, oh, I'm going through this and going through that, because this is a business. You want to keep it professional. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like as far as like the next couple of days, I do see communication about something in the next couple of days. And it is going to have something to do with money. A lot of you may be worrying yourself for nothing. Those negative emotions are not going to do you any good. Clarify 5 of Cups, spirits. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Yeah, I can see something coming up on either, I'd say between the 8th of October and the 10th of October. You're going to get some sort of communication. Temperance comes up, so be patient. Be patient. Okay, appreciate the blessings that you have. The Sun card comes up as well. So I do feel as though, that Sun card can sometimes represent, even though you're having rainy days, even though you may be a little down, the sun is going to come up tomorrow. Okay, so I do feel like in a couple of days, a lot of you are going to get some good news. It's either going to come by telephone, through the mail, telegram, whatever it is, you're going to get good news in 2 days. But I feel as though if you take your knowledge and your energy and you use it in a positive way, I feel like it'll be better off because, I am truly one of those people that whenever there's any kind of situation that comes up, I like to think positive. So I feel like Spirit is saying think positive, and be patient. Okay. If it has something to do with love, okay, I do feel as though a lot of you Cancers may be dealing with a situation to where you may have child support, you may be involved in some kind of messy divorce or something. Again, okay, allow yourself to go through those motions, but don't let them get you down for too long, okay? Because I don't like seeing that Five of Cups. That Five of Cups is not a good card. So I can definitely feel y'all, okay, on that. All right, Leos. You got three threes, Three of Wands, you got the Three of Wands twice, and then Three of Pentacles. So I get the sense that a lot of you Leos are waiting for money. The number 3 is repeated 3 times, so I feel like 3 days. So today is October the 1st, and I do feel as though I can see something coming to you. It's either finances, money, money, some kind of move up. Three days. Some of you guys is going to be either the 3rd, the 6th, or the 9th of October. This does have something to do with either money or property, probably business or finance. You got a confirmation. I feel like a lot of you Leos are wanting growth in business. And then also you're looking for spiritual growth. So I feel like you guys want to expect something either in 3 days, or either the 3rd of October, the 6th of October, or the 9th of October. I do see money coming in for a lot of you Leos. Okay, so if a lot of you guys are waiting on money, you may be waiting on some kind of return on some sort of investment. Or some of you may be waiting to hear back, like I said, from probably you're trying to get financed on a business loan. Maybe you're trying to get financed on a car loan. Whatever it is that involves money and finance, I do see something happening with that positive. Queen of Pentacles does come up in your reading. So even though Queen of Pentacles is a woman, she has a lot of wisdom when it comes to money and finance, even though she's a woman. Okay. Okay, especially with you Leo men. Some of you Leo men can be like, I am a Leo man. But you know what? Sometimes you can really get a lot of good information from from the Queen of Pentacles, even though she's a woman, okay? Because she ain't never worried about nothing. Okay? She's never worried about anything. She does what she's supposed to do, and then she sits back and she watches it manifest. She waters her flowers, she lays down her seeds, and, she kind of sits there and watches them grow. Okay? For some of you, this may be love related. I feel like you're in a situation to where there's something that, or a person that could be an earth sign that could be trying to divide and conquer your situation. But I do feel as though that situation is going to resolve itself for the positive. Some of you, it could be 3 weeks or 6 weeks if it has something to do with love, because sometimes love takes a little while longer. Okay. Clarify Queen of Pentacles spirits. I appreciate you guys being here. Good Lord, it's a lot of people in here, a lot more than normal. Hit that thumbs up. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles comes up in the reverse position. I feel like it's a situation of either having to do with ups and downs financially. It could have something to do with your job. It could also have something to do with a third party, sort of like a love triangle. Okay. And then the World card comes up in the reverse position. So I feel like a lot of you Leos right now, you're feeling a little put off. You may be feeling a little negative and uninspired. But you know, I'm going to tell you something. What that World card is telling me is that life is what you make it. That's exactly what Queen of Pentacles is saying. She's saying life is what you make it. Okay. All right, Virgos. Many of you are feeling stuck. Feel like a lot of you Virgos are going to see some movement on feeling stuck. I would say within the next week, but you have got to get out of this mode. You have got, because the Moon card comes up. So I feel like this is where you're deceiving yourself in some kind of way. You've got to be honest with yourself about the situation and then also put your priorities together. You got to get out of whatever this funk is, whatever it is emotionally that you're dealing with. Seven of Cups can indicate something that may have to do with love, something that has to do with money, something that has to do with your individual station or situation in life. You did get the Moon as well as the Chariot. So both of these cards represent the Cancer. It does have something to do with progression and movement. You want that progression, but you feel as though you're dealing with toxic people and toxic situations, and I feel as though they have gotten into your head. You need to focus. Focus on whatever it is your goals is. You know, crack down on yourself and say, look, I am going to do this regardless. Okay, so because a lot of you do feel stuck. Some of y'all are stuck in very unhappy relationships. The Moon card does come up to where I can tell that either his mother or your mother is, all of that is irrelevant. All of that is just static. That doesn't even really matter. The situation is going to resolve itself. You do have a spirit guide right here that is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is somebody that's coming to help you. The Knight of Cups is somebody that's there to bring you healing and tranquility. Okay, right now a lot of you are a little confused about the situation, but you know, y'all need to get, like, probably take some kind of spiritual bath, clear your head, and you know, maybe even stop thinking so negatively. I do know that there are some Virgos that have a tendency to have that negative thinking. And I know because I have a Virgo moon. I know a lot of y'all are going through, especially with that Moon card, because you're not sure what to believe. You sort of have this dark cloud over you. You're sort of like, it's almost like you're lost. The Chariot is definitely telling you to create your path, find your own bliss, find your own happiness in the situation. Okay, and everything is going to resolve itself. You got a lot of water. All these are water cards. Seven of Cups is a water card. The Moon, the Chariot, both of these are water cards. And then Knight of Cups. Okay. Some of you are in pretty tough situations to where I can tell you got some people doing some hateful, evil stuff to you. They may be lying on you. Spirits Give me some, what advice does the Knight of Cups want to offer? Okay. So the Page of Cups does represent reaching out. And then also stop speaking negative stuff into existence. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you wish for. The High Priestess comes up, representing, whatever is in your consciousness. This is what you can manifest for yourself. You can do things out of fear. And you don't want to do things out of fear. You want to do things out of, again, all of these are water cards. The High Priestess represents the Cancer. So don't do things out of fear. Take control of the situation. Do positive affirmations. Look in the mirror at yourself and say positive things to yourself. Because I feel like you got a lot of cool people saying a bunch of evil stuff to you right now. Okay? And if you ever need anything, call on Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael. The Knight of Cups can represent Jesus. The Knight of Cups can represent Shiva. Okay, also with all these water cards coming up, go ahead and take your spiritual baths. Those are very important. Okay, seriously. Okay, moving on to the Libras. Thank you so much. Who's that? Carmel? This thing is so tiny and I'm kind of far away. Carol. Thank you, Carol. All right. Libras. Oh. King of Wands, Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. There seems to be some sort of relationship that's ending. A negative relationship. You should be celebrating that liberation. I feel like a lot of you have gotten all that you can out of the situation. Four of Cups does represent the need to be appreciative, to appreciate what you have. I do see something coming up around the 14th of October or either the 4th. So the number 4 is going to be significant for a lot of you Libras. You're dealing with possibly either a narcissistic lover, or it could be a narcissistic boss, or it could just be bad spirits around you in general. I feel like, first of all, you need to sage. And you need to cleanse yourself of whatever this negative energy is. So either the 14th, the 4th, or even the 5th, somewhere between the 4th and the 14th of the month, there is going to be some sort of significant change. I feel like a lot of you feel as though you've been cheated. Many of you feel as though somebody is giving you the short end of the stick. The Queen of Cups does come up as a spirit guide. You to cleanse and clear yourself. And see, also with the Ten of Swords, this can represent negative associations, even people in your family. Now, I will tell you that a lot of people, they will fight for their family. You know what I'm saying? If something's going wrong, they'll say, hey, what's going on? But you know what? Sometimes people can be in a place of apathy to where they just don't care. And you can't allow that energy to rub off on you because you have to care. Okay? Especially when it comes to relationships, like you can't just not care. Apathy is the last place that you need to be in. Now, I will tell you that if you got somebody doing you dirty, do the work that it's required. But the last thing that you need is to have those low spirits, those very heavy spirits. You need to call to good spirits to help you in whatever the situation is that you're dealing with. Because whenever the Four of Cups comes up, I was actually going to do a reading on the Four of Cups, like I did on the Seven of Cups. Spirits, give me some clarity on the Four of Cups. Okay, see, the Three of Swords comes up. Whatever the situation is, I will tell you that this energy is not going to do you any good. The Three of Swords is not going to do you any good. I do feel as though this does have something to do with love. So I would be on the lookout for that. Also, I feel as though something is going to be revealed to you. I feel like somebody might stab you in the back. It's either a fire sign or it could be water sign. Okay, but it can be any zodiac sign. Spirits, what advice does the Queen of Cups want to offer to the Libras? Four of Cups came up twice. So the fourth, or either in 4 days, which is on the 5th, Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Four of Cups. So you got a repeating number 4. Again, I'm seeing somewhere, some of you is going to be around the 12th. This energy is really, really bad. You want to wash your hands of it. This may have something to do with health or either money. I do see money coming in. The Queen of Cups is bringing good news of money. Just don't blow it. And then also Six of Cups does represent, having the ability to help others as well. So I do feel like I can see blessings and abundance that are coming up between the 4th. Could go anywhere up to the 17th. Just looking at these numbers. Okay. Spirits also want you to be strong. The King of Wands came up, wants you to be strong. Queen of Cups is also telling you to not take things personally. Just because somebody else doesn't appreciate you and what you do doesn't mean that you can't appreciate yourself, because sometimes you just have to appreciate yourself and, and stand in that power and that energy and say, hey, I did the best that I could by you. I did all that I could. And, now it's time for me to free myself from this situation and move to the next phase of life. Okay. Scorpio. For a lot of you Scorpios, this has something to do with either a job or either starting or either having your business. It's either a job or a business venture that you're going for. You got 3 court cards. You got Page of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Seven of Pentacles. So in 7 days, the winds of change are going to come through. Knight of Swords does represent energy that could be coming at you, and then also energy that is leaving you. This has something to do with either a fire sign, maybe there was some, negative communication. Maybe somebody has set some kind of intent. I can see a lot of you Scorpios cussing folks out. Spirits, clarify Page of Wands. Yeah, you cussing folks out. Two of Pentacles comes up. But I feel like This has something to do with a business partner or again, a job. Especially those of you that have a boss or a supervisor that's younger than you. Somebody younger than you telling you what to do. Clarify Knight of Cups. The Tower again. You guys need to, this is a spirit guide that's telling you that change happens for a reason. Embrace it. It's going to lead you to a better place. Okay, the Tower is in the reverse position with the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Clarify the Knight of Swords. So I feel like this is like a good spirit guide, this Knight of Swords. Yeah, the Lovers comes up. You're going to get some kind of news about the situation. It's either a phone call, telegram, something in the mail. Is going to come up in the next 7 days, which is actually what you've been looking for. Okay, if it has something to do with love and is making you feel kind of insecure, I do feel as though that person is going to contact you within the next week. But for some of you, it may be more, it may be other serious situations that have to do with finances and money. Okay. So I predict October the 8th. Could be the 9th. That's why the Nine of Pentacles comes up. So whatever the situation is, I do feel as though it's difficult, but I do see the situation resolving itself. Clarify Seven of Pentacles. I feel like it's going to depend on you. Don't speak negative stuff into existence. See, the Star card comes up. So don't ever give up hope. Things are going to be fine. You've got blessings coming in. Okay. Sometimes when you go through stuff, it could be a blessing in disguise as well. Okay. So just focus on, out with the old and in with the new. All right, guys, I need to take a quick break. I do. I'm not even going to lie to you. I need a quick break. I know sometimes when I go on my breaks, I lose my audience sometimes, but that's okay though, because oops. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys, and we'll finish the Sagittarius through the Pisces. Continue to build a wall. You were so strong, I felt my knees. And I don't think I can handle this at all. Well, one more night, yes, to make you smile, be there for you. Hey, Lily. What, I meant to play the other one. Sorry, y'all.
Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as an autumn star. And I said, constant in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cotton coaster, in a blue TV screen light. I can never Canada, oh Canada, with your face stitched on twice. Oh, your love like holy wine, it tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I and pieces. Go through it, stay with me if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you are not on your mind. Oh, it's white, so big. Realize you know I think he's of you. Still let me on my feet. I will still be on my
All right, y'all, let's get these finished out. I love those. I love that song that I just played. That's like that's in like my top 40. Okay. My top 40. You know, when the older you get, you have a top 40. So, and I love guitars, y'all. Guitars are my favorite instrument. I think guitars are amazing. Okay, so let's get to the Sagittarius. Okay. So I want to say this to Sagittarius is it could be 8 days or 8 weeks. 8 days or 8 weeks. Now, for some of you that have gotten in touch with them spirit guides, because you know, temperance can represent so many things. Temperance can represent faith in the universe. Temperance can represent needing to be patient. Temperance can represent saying, you know what, I ain't even worried about this situation because I know the shit's going to be okay. Okay, temperance can represent many things. You got the Ace of Cups, 8 of Wands, but then the 7 of Cups. So some of you are going to be delayed by either 1 month or 8 weeks. But those of you that the Ace of Cups represents a blessing. I see so many people, whatever situation that you're in, calling those blessings into you, calling that into you is going to be the way of doing it. So it depends on where you're at. Some of you are getting ready to move forward in 8 days or either the next couple of weeks, 8, 9 days. The number 8 means something, or either the 15th. Because 8 plus 7 equals the 15th. Patience is definitely a virtue because you know what patience does? Patience allows you to sit back and wait for your blessings to pour in. So at that moment, you're going to feel that inner peace and that balance within yourself. And, you know, I feel like it's entirely going to be dependent on you. I know when I take them spiritual baths, boy, I'll be feeling that inner peace, you know, and I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's one of the main components, because everything that we dealing with is about spiritual. So some of you may be delayed out 15 days, but I would say anywhere between October and then 8 weeks from now, or 7 weeks. You have to be patient. Everything is not going to be there right now. You're feeling stuck. I do see opportunities coming in for you. I can definitely see an opportunity coming in for a lot of you within the next month. If this would have been the Ace of Wands, I would have said in the next week. If it would have been the Ace of Swords, I would have said the next day. Because, you know, the Ace can represent starting over, new beginnings. This could have something to do with love. Or you may be waiting on somebody to call you. I do feel like that person is going to come back to you. Like I said, sometime between now and December. I'm gonna tell y'all something, them holidays, boy. That's why it's a lot of people that don't like to participate, because if you're in a place where you're unhappy and you don't have everything that you want, or it will make it worse. A lot of people commit suicide around the holidays. Clarify temperance spirits. Okay, so Queen of Wands comes up, and then the card after her is the Four of Cups. So I do feel like it's some sort of void or emotional unfulfillment, maybe even heartbreak. When somebody feeling kind of melancholy, a lot of y'all Sagittariuses have been experiencing like this, they call it malaise or something. It's kind of where you're emotionally stuck, where you may feel like you have something stuck in your throat, stuck in your chest, and you just kind of feel just kind of wretched. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like a lot of you guys are dealing with stuff that you're just not feeling good about. But I will tell you, first of all, take those spiritual baths, y'all. They make a huge difference. That's why I'm here right now. Okay, sometimes stuff can come down on you, and when it rains, it pours. Okay, when it rains, it pours. Let's clarify this Seven of Cups. I hate this card. These are two of my least liked cards. Y'all need to work with those energies and spirits of the West, which are water. Yeah, Seven of Wands flipped over. Feel as though it's something that does have something to do with emotional. And I feel like it's keeping you stuck somewhere where you don't want to be emotionally. And then also even physically for some of you. Some of y'all are like, ew, I need to get away from this situation. And you ready. Like I said, if some of you are depressed, you need to try to bring yourself out of that depression. I know that having some tea with a little bit of St. John's wort. St. John's wort is good stuff. Okay. And big pharma, they kind of give us a lot of warnings about St. John's wort, but St. John's wort is good. You can even burn it in your house or in your atmosphere, and it will still penetrate you. So you can, you don't have to just drink herbs. You can burn them. But I feel like, I'll put a little, if I feel under the weather, like I'll put a little bit of St. John's wort in my bathtub, just like a pinch of it. And I'm talking about a pinch because a little goes a long way. You don't want to give yourself any weird physical symptoms, but, and then maybe even some skullcap, some passion flower, some motherwort. Motherwort is so good. Like, y'all have no idea. So, take advantage of them herbs, okay? Give me some advice for the Sagittariuses. Yeah, you guys need to get yourself out of that. It's some kind of situation that's causing you to have like these ups and downs, either in your health or either in your finances. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You have to free and liberate yourself of that situation. Okay. I feel like it is closure that you guys are needing, in particular, possibly from some sort of narcissistic person, maybe even something in your childhood. And, maybe it's something that is happening to where, maybe you put all of your eggs in a basket, but you may have put them in the wrong basket. And so that's when you just got to remove your eggs and rebuild another basket. So, you know, you don't have to be stuck, but there is an opportunity that is going to come up. You don't miss that opportunity. I feel like there's a lot of you guys that are not going to be paying attention to the blessings that are getting ready to come into you. And so you may overlook it. So sometimes the Eight of Wands can represent somebody that might be moving a little too fast. You need to sit back and take account of what you're doing and the decisions that you are making. And so some of you are going to delay, but you're going to delay yourselves. Okay, you're going to delay yourselves in the situation. So, like I said, I can see a miracle on 34th Street coming, you know, probably around December for a lot of you. A lot of you. That's why the Seven of Cups was the last card. Probably, let me see, what's 7 weeks from now? 7 weeks from now would be the ending of November, actually. So some of you may be the end of November, some of you may be early December, but I feel like if you can get your energy going and get yourself out of that situation and pay attention and don't get to a point where you feel like, well, everything is lost, all is lost. You know, I can't get ahead. And then sometimes the Seven of Cups can represent where you just kind of feel a little weak at the moment, and you're thinking to yourself, you know, am I deluding myself? Am I like, what am I doing? Am I lying to myself? No, you're not. You know your potential. You just have to be patient with yourself and then also forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made. Oh, I got somebody calling me. Hold on, guys. I'm almost done. And I know that number too. Okay, so Cappies, what's up to my cappuccinos? Y'all know I love my cappuccino. Ooh, y'all got something coming up in the next couple of days, Capricorn. We're still in Libra season. Looking at timing, the King of Swords is one of the fastest, the King and the Knight. So this is when something is going to happen really, really fast. And I feel like a lot of you Cappies, y'all are paying attention. You got the Justice card. So this does relate to the Libra. Whatever this issue is, it is some sort of, I will tell you, it's a legal battle. And I'm here to tell you guys to trust in your spirits, trust in your spirit guides. You got 3 major arcanas. You got the Justice card, which okay, so what are the Libra times? Libra, we're in Libra season right now, I believe. And I think probably I would say before sometime during Libra season, this could come up at any time. That I feel like it's some sort of victory that you guys are going to have coming up this month and maybe even going towards the end of the month. If it's a situation that needs to be settled very quickly for you, it is going to be settled in your favor. You are going to get some kind of approval, some kind of notification. It's got to be a lawsuit that this is involving, or either some sort of legal issue. A lot of you with the Fool card coming up, you may be facing, if you're facing charges, okay? Have faith in your spirits. That is not the road that your spirits want you to go down. Now, many of you do need that inner peace. And so some of you are kind of feeling, like a leaf blowing in the wind. Don't you hate that? Like when you just feel like, oh my God, I'm a leaf blowing in the wind. I feel like the high priest does represent the Taurus. And so some of you may have a lawsuit that may be getting settled around next year sometime. You are going to be victorious in that. But what I will tell you is that this represents grounding yourself. Please ground yourself. Okay? If you guys don't know how to ground yourself, There's a lot of frequencies, and that listening to music, and just today, all day, I've been listening to music. When I get off of here, I'm going to be listening to music. And, music really does help. However you ground yourself, do it. Okay. Because everything is going to be okay. But you got to have trust and you got to have faith. See, the high priest represents faith. The fool represents trust. Okay. Some of you are filing a bankruptcy or something. You have to do that sometimes, depending on your situation, especially if you want to keep your property and you may be going through a hardship or something. But I feel like this is a lawsuit that you guys are waiting to be settled, and you waiting on that money to come through, because when and so I do feel as though things are going to go in your favor with whatever legal situation that you're dealing with. But I feel like you must have faith, especially if you have prayed, either you went to church, or either you got a pastor that you can trust that prayed for you, that stuck their neck out for you. I know I've had that before. I actually had 2 street preachers that got me through a legal situation, probably about upwards to 10 years ago. And they were like Christian Baptists. So, whether or not you have a more serious situation where you want to make sure that things are settled in your favor, and you may have went to somebody, I feel like a lot of you may have went to a practitioner, and that person definitely did do the work right for you. Because sometimes you can go to pastor, and pastor ain't giving you nothing. Pastor like, the devil has taken over the church, and you be like, oh, okay, let me go see Jamila. Or either some other kind of spiritualist, you know what I'm saying? All right, give me some clarity on the high priest. That's the one I want to clarify. Yeah. Queen of Swords. So she makes it happen. You're going to get news about your money. 10 of Pentacles. Yes. Y'all better call me and give me some donations or something. Buy some something. Buy some sage or something. Y'all got some money coming. You have a spirit guide right here that is telling you that they see you as when. So this justice card, sometimes justice can represent, okay, I'm involved in a legal situation. I feel kind of iffy or off about it. What's going to happen? Because we do have corruption. We do have corruption. You may have a corrupt judge or a corrupt lawyer or somebody corrupt in the system that, and even if it's somebody corrupt in the system that's trying to get you, please believe that God wins all. Only God has the last word. Hello? Amen. Only God has the last word. And God getting ready to show up for y'all. That's why I like Capricorns. Spirit, clarify justice. We're going to clarify the justice card. See, the 6 of Wands reverse. A lot of you have been feeling powerless. You've been feeling done wrong, and I feel like keep your head up. I feel like what the justice card is telling you is to keep your head up and keep your nose clean and keep your head clean. Okay, and then you got another major arcana, the high priestess, that comes up. Okay. All right, let's move on. I have people that come to me all the time like, am I going to win this lawsuit? Because they be wanting that money. What do you mean, are you going to? You should be saying to yourself, I will. So that kind of lets you know that there's some holes. Something missing. Something is missing, okay, from the situation. I feel like a lot of y'all either lit candles, y'all lit candles or something. Y'all went to a practitioner or either a preacher or a priest and said, This is a full demonic infestation. We can't let, I got to have justice. And see, some of y'all may have been getting discriminated against for whatever reason. Okay. Sorry for the snorkels, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Aquariuses. Okay, Aquariuses, you guys got some change that's coming in. Your spirit guides, they are leading you to a message of saying that you want to look at the hand that you deal in the situation. You got Death, the Hermit, Magician reverse, 3 major arcanas, and then the 8 of Swords. So I do see something coming up in October. This is the Scorpio. This is a time frame. Probably for some of you, October the 8th. And I feel like it's something that's going to make you think very long and very hard about the energy that you put into things. Okay, 8 of Swords tells me that there is some sort of something that kind of goes through your mind, something or somebody that may have rented a space in your head. You really can't control anybody's situation but your own. The Hermit does represent needing to look at one's own actions and needing to look at self. And so this is a spiritual experience that a lot of you Aquariuses are going to be going through. Especially you Aquarius suns and moons and Mercuries. Let's clarify 8 of Swords, please. I don't really think it's going to be the news that you guys want, or maybe it's going to be something that's going to make you think hard and long. See, the Empress comes up. So a lot of you Aquariuses are really, really having a hard time, like getting past all of that programming that was done to you, in particular as a child, having something to do with your mother. This is about your mommy issues. And then this could also be about parenting, something to do with your children, either your children, something that maybe you have done that you could have did different, or maybe even something that could have been done differently to you as a child. But see, you can't control that. You can't really control what has already happened. And I do feel like it's got to be some sort of trauma. And also I feel as though a lot of you deal with this around the same time every year. It's got something to do with either a birth, a death, or either some sort of spiritual experience that was meant to teach you. You know, sometimes trauma is meant to teach you something. So I do feel as though with a lot of you, it's not necessarily your fault, because a lot of you are trying to get past those negative memories from the past. That can be really difficult, guys. And I swear to you, your girl know how to do it. You got to get rid of those subconscious blockages. You got to get past that. The 8 of Swords can represent something that you need to see, probably a limited belief in self. You got Ace of Wands reversed. So for a lot of you, it was a birth of a child or either a birth of a brother, maybe a little brother, something to do with that, some kind of issue with trauma. And, you know, a situation just making you really afraid to kind of, you know, go out there and just, you know, grab the, I guess, the bull by the horns for real, because sometimes you have to do that. Clarify the Hermit. Sometimes you have to do that, y'all. Sometimes you really, really, really have to come out of the mode. Like whatever you were taught, you can reteach yourself. These are the things that are limiting you. Repeating number 8. So I'd say October the 8th. For some of you, it could go back around to next year in September. But I feel as though this is either negative things that are in your head, blockages that don't serve you, you know, negative subconscious blockages that could have to do with memory and trauma. Okay, so you did get a repeating card that came up. Uh-oh. What final advice do you want to give to the... See, I wish... y'all, I got to gather up all my oracle cards. I wish I had my oracle cards. This also could have something to do with your finances and your money. 6 of Pentacles comes up in the reverse position. And that definitely does represent you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You have to literally, I feel like this is all about your identity, how you identify yourself. And then a lot of you are doing a lot of shadow work. So do that shadow work. Sometimes the Hermit can represent shadow work that you need to work through. Okay. But I do feel like at the basis of it has something to do with trauma and memories of trauma. Okay. Especially bullying. If you were in school and you got bullied and you're an Aquarius, those things are really, really playing on your head right now. All right. Last but not least, the Pisces. Many of you Pisces are either physically moving. You got the 6 of Swords. You're either physically moving or either you're moving metaphorically. Now you got the Knight of Pentacles and then the 6 of Swords. So I definitely do see money coming in for a lot of you Pisceans. But I do feel as though the 7 of Swords reversed and the Strength card in the reverse position can either limit how much it is, because the Knight is not giving me a number. It's just showing me money. Don't limit yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. The 7 of Swords being in the reverse position can represent negative thinking. And then also somebody, the Strength in the reverse position. So I feel like a lot of you do need to set your intent on that. Like I said, I do see money coming up in the next week. Let's say the next 6 days in the next week, because I feel like a lot of you need money. There's some sort of situation that's happening, you know, and then also, even though you move away from that, and I am one of the people that can give you firsthand knowledge of this, moving away does not change what is happening in your subconscious and in your mind. So for example, let me give you guys a very, very good example. Let's say you live in a house that has mold in it, and psychologically, this is kind of messing with you, right? Because I got some, where do I think my Neptune, no, my Neptune is in Sag. I got some Pisces in my chart somewhere. Oh, actually, my healer, my Chiron is in Pisces. So a lot of times when you're getting away from a negative situation, you don't want it to stick to your mind. You want to get those things off of your mind. So even though you may physically move, you're going to take that with you. You're going to take it with you in your subconscious. And it's probably best. I'm going to throw some advice cards on these two cards, because I feel like this. If you feel frustration, first of all, I feel like a lot of y'all need to get off a lot of steam. You need to blow off some steam. So maybe exercise, maybe do some meditation, maybe even do some reversals or either some cleanses or either some subconscious, destructive, maybe self-destructive behavior pattern frequencies that you can listen to. Okay. Spirits, give me some. I'm gonna look at you guys' chats when I'm done. Clarify the strength card. So, like for example, the second I walk out of this house, like even when I go to the store, I feel different. You know what I'm saying? So you don't necessarily have to take that with you. I feel like you should leave it where you're at. Okay, so the King of Wands comes up reversed. I feel like a lot of you, it's got something to do with your state of mind. Also, if it has anything to do with your health, you might be a hypochondriac. And see, I can help hypochondriacs because I used to be a hypochondriac. I did. I can honestly tell. I used to have agoraphobia, y'all. I suffered from agoraphobia for like probably 6 months straight. I suffered from agoraphobia. And then I also suffered from it when I moved from Kansas City to Kansas. When I moved from Missouri to Kansas, I had some agoraphobia. And it just it's like a mental block. So, if you guys need to reach me about that, I can help you because I feel like there's a strong mental influence over a lot of you, which could have something to do with this earth sign. Earth sign people are good for that. My mother is an earth sign. That lady kind of had me scared to cross the street for a while. My mama had me so scared, and I think it's got something to do with either overprotection or something. I don't know what it was, but that lady had me scared just to walk outside for a while. And, that's not really good because, I mean, you do have spirit guys. The 10 of Cups did come up. Before you get away from that situation, become a whole person. And then even if you're in a situation where you're like, okay, this is bad, I need to get away, go ahead and do that if you're able to. And I do feel like a lot of you are going to be able to, but I feel like you guys want to heal yourself and call to your ancestors and call, just try to balance yourself and heal yourself and be happy. Don't take that crap with you. Because if you're going to leave something behind, truly leave it behind and leave it in the past and don't even think about it. Because when you are out of a situation, you don't necessarily have to think about it anymore, do you? So you guys got something coming up. I do see money coming in within the next 6 days, but some of you may be waiting 6 weeks, and you'll want to start working on yourself and setting your intent now when it comes to that, because once you're out of that situation, you want to leave it behind you. You're going to have to be the Chariot because, the situation was sad to where, you could very well stay in this negative place in your head for months and months or even years. Sometimes. Some of y'all do have like a root that's on you that has something to do with family, emotions, Wheel of Fortune reversed comes up. Many of you that are wanting to see that money or either have some sort of stroke of good luck, because I feel like a lot of Pisceans, y'all been having some bad luck. And so the Wheel of Fortune being in the reverse position, I do feel like a lot of you need to pay attention to what is going on negatively, subconsciously. Even when I do work on you guys, when I do spiritual work on you guys, I'm actually working on your subconscious as well. Okay, let me see what you guys are chatting about. Hello, hello, guys. Thank you for the love. I got so many thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, Clint, if you want a reading, I'd be happy to read for any of you guys. The link to my website is below. I will be doing readings and spell work up until my move-in day. Okay, so you guys can just go to the website. The link is below. Okay, let me shout out my quick. It's been a lot of you in here. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much for coming and humoring me. All right. Rob said, what happening? What's happening to you too? Vesna, that's what it is. Okay. Sarumi, hello. Awakening Hoover, hello. Nika G, Carol, Dana. Hello, hello. Carol, do or do. Live life well, hello. Rochelle, hi, Rochelle. 40 drop one, hello. So, guys, hey, Kathleen, Jordan, Dovey, Milton. Will I get money soon? Cannot buy food. We hungry. Me and my daughter. Sorry. Okay, Kathleen, I'm going to look at your question. You know what I do if I'm low like that? If you ever go through hard times, go get you some potatoes. Go get you some packages of ramen noodles. Go get you some eggs. Okay, and that should keep you full for a couple of days. But let me see here. I am so sorry that you and your daughter are going through that. That is not cool. Hold on, guys, because a lot of my cards are mixed up with each other. I remember my great-grandmother, she used to feed everybody. She would just invite people in and just feed them. I will never forget her doing that. Just a sweet lady. You know? Even though we didn't even have much back then. We didn't even have much. When we used to go to the grocery store, we get a pack of hamburger meat, you know, and stuff like that. But she didn't have much, but she shared what she could with people that were in need. So, okay, Spirit. Kathleen wants to know, will she get money soon? She can't buy food. What messages do you have for Kathleen in the chat room? Okay, yes or no? Are you seeing her get money soon? I am seeing money come in soon, but what I will tell you is that just looking at some of the cards that I'm seeing, you got Queen of Swords in the upright position. The Queen of Wands is reversed. The Hermit is reversed. The Ten of Swords is reversed, and then the High Priestess comes up in the reverse position. Spirits can definitely see money coming into you. Feel like what your spirits is talking about is possible. Like, don't focus so much on the problem and focus on the solution. I feel like the situation has gotten you really down, okay? And your Queen of Wands is reversed. So this is your Kundalini. This is also your root chakra and your ability to survive. And so I do see some problems. I do feel as though there is something generational that's going on. Maybe even some kind of black magic or something. But I do feel as though, I would go and when you go to Dollar Tree and you get some of them dollar red candles or green candles. And then also I feel as though it's all about your focus. And then tapping into your mojo, tapping into your personal power. Carol says, me too. Is there any emergency center around you that can offer any type of emergency aid? Churches and Gold Card Center offer emergency food stamps if you speak to a social worker. Yeah, they definitely will help you with that. You're welcome. Live life well. Yeah, don't be too proud to go and get that stuff if you can get it, if you can get access to it. Now, the Queen of Swords, she definitely is talking about focusing on the solution. So if I were you, I would go and get like a uncrossing candle, or either, like I know that the colors that I've been working with is red, white, and green. So working with those colors will really help you a lot. Just looking at your reading, there's a lot of gray area, like it's just very gray. And the only card that you got that was even remotely close to being related, because okay, if you're having an issue, with getting food, survival, and shelter, this has a lot to do with your root chakra. So maybe even doing some meditation. I feel like the one thing I can tell you is I can see negative subconscious blockages, negative thinking, and then also you definitely want to raise your vibrations, your frequencies. So the root chakra definitely does have something to do with that because it's where your chi comes from. It's where all of your other chakras are going to get their information from, and they kind of work together. So you got two queens that's telling you meditation, and then also those root chakra ones. I'm going to put on one right now. And I can't wait till I get my computer fixed. I've been slacking, but I got to focus on other things right now. But there's a really, really good number one, watching inspirational movies like maybe Men in Black or either Independence Day. Also listening to root chakra meditations. There are some that work instantly to lift up your spirits and your vibrations. As soon as you do that, money is going to come to you. But that's if you have a door open. So I do see that door is being open, but I feel like you can't see the door. You can't see it because that's why that High Priestess is reversed. You have a lot more power in your situation than you think. Okay, you have a lot more power in your situation. So, for example, let's say that you are a business owner, or, because sometimes business owners, business can get slow or whatever. It happens. I feel like working on self, and then also back it up with a candle. I always, y'all, I don't play that. I use my candles. Yeah. Yeah, it's very hurtful. And it is there to teach you something about yourself, whatever that is. And see, that's the reason why um I feel like you've been kind of taught to deal with things by yourself, and you don't really reach out to the appropriate avenues as well, Kathleen. So you don't have to just face this by yourself. Hold on a second. This is not what I wanted. There's one on here that has like a fireplace. Like, fire is going to be your best friend. Of course, fire is very risky. But as long as you watch it, because a lot of people are nervous about lighting candles, and lighting them red candles. When you go to the store and you see those green Saint Jude candles and those red Sacred Heart of Jesus candles, you can actually get those. Like, and even if you don't know how to write out a petition, just write out what it is that you need to survive, and spirit will bring that to you. Okay, they will. But you gotta be able to, you can see when you use a candle, you're not only just using fire energy, you're also using earth, you're using air, and to be honest with you, you're using water, because wax has to flow. That's why it turns liquidy. So you're using all four of the elements when you use a candle, whether or not it's a 7-day candle or if it's a pillar candle. Whichever one that you're using all of those energies. And now, as far as whatever this is that's at your root chakra, you do want to go to somebody that is trained to know how to deal with certain situations. You do want to make sure that you do that, but there's also things that you can do for yourself. Okay, because everybody should have food to eat. Nobody should ever not eat. So we're going to send blessings to you and prayers so that you can get food for your child, because that, I know that that's the worst feeling in the world, to not be able to feed your child, and you want to so bad. So sometimes you gotta also talk to the spirits of the West, and you gotta let those tears flow and just say, you know what, I want to do better. I want to do more right now, which, you do have that power. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I got to go. If you guys need to reach me for a private reading or other spiritual services, the link to my website is below. I probably am going to take like probably a 2 to 3 day vacation, like in a couple of weeks, but I'll come back and let you guys know that. But up until then, I'm doing work, and I can still be reached even at that time. I'm just going to be extremely busy packing, going through a transition, but you guys know that I always welcome y'all energy. Whenever y'all need me, I'm here. Okay. All right, guys. I will see y'all later. Love and light.